welcome back, everybody, to part 2.
Part dos.
Yes. We're just playing a little bit more of Halo 2 Anniversary. We're checking out the Outskirts mission. This was one of the few missions that we were actually able to play back at the Boys and Girls Club because, you know, by the time we had actually reached this mission, people were like, oh, we want to play multiplayer, oh, we want to play this, oh, we want the TV, so, you know, we never really had the opportunity to really go that far into the campaign, but I guess the multiplayer kind of made up for that, but still, yeah.
Yeah, I had that too, because back in the day, I didn't have a game system that would run Halo, so I had to go to friends' houses. I had some friends that were actually triplets, and so I'd go over to their house all the time and play Halo, and that was the only time I ever got to play it, and they never wanted to play the campaign. They always wanted to just play multiplayer and kill me repeatedly because I had no idea how to play the game.
Oh, that's so cool. It's the New Mombassa Police Department logo from ODST. Oh, it's right here. That's so awesome. For those of you who don't know, like, ODST was that Halo game that everybody forgot, but it's so unloved, but I think it deserves a lot more love than it had. ODST was so fun. I just had a lot of fun playing ODST, but yeah.
I think people didn't like the fact that it was so radically different.
Because you weren't playing as the Chief.
And people don't like change.
Oh yeah, we know that, but
change is good.
Yep, it was mostly because, you know, they got rid of the shields and they got rid of,
You weren't as overpowered.
Yeah, you had your limitations because you were an ODST, not a Spartan. You weren't overpowered, but you had your special quirks. I remember whenever Halo 3 was announced initially, I remember at the Boys and Girls Club, people would made up rumors that, oh, well, in Halo 3 you're not going to play as the Master Chief, you're going to play as a Marine, a soldier, because the Chief is dead, and, you know, stupid stuff like that people made up, and, you know, as a gullible kid, I did, you know, buy into some of the rumors, but then I was like, oh, there's no way. And then when Halo 3 came out and you did play as the Master Chief, and I was like, well, why did I ever, you know, think different?
Yeah, and another thing that freaked a lot of people out about Halo 2 was the fact that you played as the Arbiter some.
Right, it was an unexpected surprise because in all the marketing they only showed the Chief's missions. They didn't show the Arbiter. Because the Arbiter was kind of a surprise that, you know, you're playing through and you're like, oh, we're playing as the Covenant now. You know,
what is this?
We see a different side of the story, you know, not the usual side of the story.
Because there's always two sides to a coin in every single engagement in any war. There's the people that are kind of stuck into it, kind of like in World War II, how the Nazis would impress the people that they captured into fighting for them. It's kind of like the situation that the elites were in. They were in an organization that kind of indoctrinated them, and then they
had a mutual respect for the Prophets, but eventually the Prophets were like, you know, oh, you can't guarantee our safety anymore, so we're going to make the people that you hate the most our honor guard, and you're going to be underlings. And, you know, it was the elites and the Prophets species originally that started the war that, you know, caused the Covenant to become a thing. And, you know, whenever a big player in the Covenant's founding, you know, gets trashed on just immediately because of one mistake that happened, they just, you know, all-out war happened, and, you know, the elites just were too honorable not to just have that.
Yeah, and the Prophets did really go crazy at the end there.
Yeah, they did.
Which that really didn't help with the whole elite friendship that they had going on. Which, I mean, the elites are so much better than the brutes anyway.
Yeah, in the lore, the brutes are getting there. They're finally, you know, coming to their senses, because there was a comic that they released where the Arbiter was having peace relations with the final, or just one of the chieftains from the Brute faction. And, you know, negotiations are going well from what the comic was saying, but we don't really know anything more than that. And that's basically what's been going on with the Brutes since Halo 3. They've just been kind of having their own little civil war with the elites. And they're just kind of lost because, you know, they don't have any leadership anymore, so they're highly reliant on the remnants of what was left of the Covenant, because without the Covenant, they didn't have anything. It was their, you know, their way of life.
Because they were brutes.
Yeah.
Hence the name. They don't really have the... I'm not saying they don't have the intelligence, but they don't have the drive to be leaders. They're more brutes.
See, the only thing that was really left of their original culture was the Gravhammer and the Chieftain. And just the fact that, you know, the Covenant was robbed from them, they just were lost.
Which, that would happen to a lot of people, but you can see...
That's really cool. But
that messes my eyes so bad. But the brutes in general were always like my least favorite character. I completely forgot there were hunters here. They were always my least favorite character because they're so annoying. They're so hard to kill.
In Halo 3, most definitely they were.
Because of the Gravhammer.
The Gravhammer, yes, and the fact that the Spikers and, you know, Grunts actually were my least favorite enemy, and only on the higher difficulties, though. Because they can use that plasma pistol like a friggin' machine gun, and anybody who plays Halo on higher difficulties knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's crap is what it is.
It is. It's just absolute.
And they run at you with the plasma grenades, and you don't see them until they're like right by you. You just have to book it to run away.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually where I got out of the map the last time I played. It was like right here because I stood on top of something and I stood on top of one of these crates and a grenade blew up. I just got flung outside the map and got stuck out there.
Oh dear.
It was fun while it was floating, and then but the thing about it is, it's not like in most games where you go outside the map, you just start falling. In this game, when you go outside the map, you just walk around on white.
Yeah, it's weird. I've done it on the original Halo 2 on my old channel, but
Glory days.
See, the trick with this game is whenever Sergeant Johnson goes onto the Pelican, he's out of the mission. So you take his sniper rifle, and it's nearly full ammo. So you just take it from him because he's not going to use it.
Sorry.
Oh, you nearly killed us again.
Yeah, I'm bad at that.
Okay, now, if I remember correctly, we're supposed to go through an alleyway.
Yeah, this mission is horrible at showing you where to go.
Yeah, Halo 2 has a couple of those missions. Usually what I do is I give one of the Marines, like, you know, one of them, if they've got, like, SMGs, I'm just like, here, have a sniper rifle, you need it more than I do.
Yeah. Which, the SMG is a great weapon.
But not by the Marines, because they don't know how to effectively use it.
Well, I'm saying, like, as, like, the main character, like Master Chief, is a great weapon, yet they shouldn't have used it to replace the assault rifle.
Right, it was, like, Halo 2, they did make a mistake with that. And they did make amends for that mistake by adding it into the multiplayer mode in the anniversary section of Halo 2's multiplayer. And that was really good. They added something that belonged there, and I think they actually added a couple more weapons and some new vehicles that weren't even, you know, they weren't in the original game, but they still kept true to the original Halo 2, which was phenomenal.
You know, one thing I really do like is the dual wielding. Is one thing that was amazing about this game. The best thing about this game really was the dual wielding function.
Right, and then they got rid of that in, I believe it was ODST. It was the first game that did not have dual wielding, and then when Reach came out a little while after that, that's whenever they just completely removed it. Like, you could dual wield in Reach. Like, don't get me wrong, you could, but only when you were carrying the flag in multiplayer. Otherwise, you could not dual wield. And the dual wielding was basically you just held the flag in one hand, and then you had the
Magnum.
The Magnum in the other hand, yeah.
Yeah, which, I mean, I can see why they'd take the dual wielding out because of the whole dual wielding the needlers, and you could kill anyone in multiplayer by doing that.
See, but they fixed that in Halo 3. They didn't let you dual wield needlers in Halo 3, but they let you dual wield other weapons.
And if I'm not mistaken, in Halo 5 you can dual wield certain weapons. Because I just recently played it, and I remember being able to dual wield something. I don't remember what gun it was, but you can dual wield something. Are you gonna get in the Ghost? Or
I'm trying to, but they're gonna blow it up before I can.
Yep.
Oh wait, that Elite. No, don't get in there. No, you're gonna ruin it. You're gonna make it get destroyed. Come back here, you little. No, 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 no. Yes.
He's still shooting at it even though you're out of it.
Well, you know what? Eh. I got so mad that I brought us back 10 years in the past.
Wouldn't that be like the... It'd be a good superpower, but it'd also be one of the worst superpowers ever to just be
Oh,
able
wait,
to
wait,
zap
wait.
people back
I
in
just
time.
thought of something. Okay, I'm gonna shoot you.
Okay.
I just shot you in the next year. Well, more like 10 years, but still.
It still works. The pun game is strong.
It is.
Oh, what just shot me? Is that a beam rifle?
Yeah, there's a little Covenant outpost here.
Well, I knew it was here, but that just completely flipped my Warthog like 3 times. Now I don't have anyone in it. Oh, there's my gunner.
See, these elites can't drive for... They can't drive at all.
Until you want what they're driving, and then they can drive amazingly. Or they run you over. That's one thing. The grunts are so much better at driving than the elites. I found that out. Because when a grunt is driving a ghost, you get killed by it, and when an elite is, you don't.
Right, even when you're the Arbiter, they do that.
Like, especially in Halo 4. That one mission where you're in the canyon, you know?
Yeah.
And there's that steep cliff. I always get knocked off that cliff by ghosts, because there's that Warthog with the Gauss cannon on it, right by the cliff, and you always want to get that because of the big tank that shows up.
Right, and you know, this game, I have pushed it to its absolute limits. Like, there was one, because, you know, like I said, I can play this game as many times as I want, and I will not get bored. There was one time that, at the very end of the game, the very last mission, Vodum, the half-jaw, or whatever you want to call him, the Silver Elite, he's supposed to leave you and go capture a Covenant ship to assist you. But what I did was I took the energy sword and I hit him all the way to the section of the game where you rescue the Marines and then you get a Banshee to assist the Arbiter. Or not the Arbiter, but the Sergeant Johnson, where you are the Arbiter, duh. But basically what happened was the game bugged out, and it kept repeating his final line over and over again.
Like the heavy rain glitch?
Yeah, it was like, it was trying to replay that cutscene again because it was triggering that cutscene at the time, so it was thinking, oh, we're trying to trigger this scripted sequence, but wait, there's another one going on too. So it was like, go Arbiter, I will capture this Covenant ship to suit our purposes, and it's like he says that over and over again. And the Sergeant Johnson is like talking over him, and it's just like they're arguing with each other. That's what it sounds like. It's literally repeating, and it's like you said with Heavy Rain, it's like, Sean, except it's like, Arbiter.
Cutscene glitches are so fun. Oh crap, I forgot to go.
Kind of like how you died in Sniper Elite 3 because you got ran over by a truck.
I still don't get how that happened. I guess, well, okay, so I was on a road, and you have to snipe the general's truck. I forget what mission it is. You have to snipe the general's truck so it blows up. And so I shot the driver, and it triggers a cutscene of you talking, or you pick up like a document off the general's body, and it triggers the cutscene. And when you snipe someone in Sniper Elite 3 when they're driving, the truck doesn't stop. It rolls forward a little bit, and it ran over me and killed me. And I was just lying on the ground in the cutscene, yet it was still talking to me.
It's like you were just a corpse talking.
Yes, it was hilarious, annoying but hilarious. Just like in.
Didn't it make you restart the mission or something?
Yeah, it made me restart the mission because it said I beat it, and I got an achievement for it, and then it made me redo it.
I hope you weren't on authentic difficulty at the time, because that would have sucked.
I was on Sniper Elite difficulty.
See, that's not as bad, but still, that's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, because in authentic, you have to restart the entire mission if you die, and you can't save anything. Are you behind me, I guess?
Yeah, I'm behind you.
Can you...
I'm just ramming everything.
My Warthog is kind of on fire, so I'm just going to walk. But it's like in Assassin's Creed Unity, which Assassin's Creed is getting a really bad reputation of having glitches in their games.
It's because it's an annual series like Call of Duty. They just made the mistake of making it an annual series of releasing like 1 or 2 every year. And since they do that, they're reusing a lot of assets from previous games, and just with that fact, they just don't have a lot of time to polish it. So, you know, it gets released, and there's just a lot of bugs. I mean, think about Assassin's Creed Unity when it first came out. It was virtually unplayable on the PC.
Yeah, I got it on the Xbox One, because I got the Xbox One Assassin's Creed Edition. And when I first got it, I didn't have a whole lot of glitches, but man, was it hard to play in certain areas. Because you'd phase through walls, people wouldn't be there that you were supposed to kill, and Syndicate has those glitches too, because in a cutscene when you first get on the train, because there's like your base thing, because there's always that base where you go and you get your money from in Assassin's Creed games ever since Brotherhood and Revelations.
Right.
And that's a train in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is cool, because the train just kind of travels around the map in a circle. But when you first find it, there's a cutscene where you talk to this Scottish woman that runs the train, and through the entire cutscene, like, you're holding things in your hands, like books and stuff, because there's the two main characters.
Right.
They were just not there. There was just floating books. And there's one part of the cutscene where they, like, show the doorway, and if you look in the doorway, they're stuck walking into each other in the doorway, the two character models are. So it's like they spawned in and we're supposed to walk through the door and they just got stuck.
So they couldn't load in properly, basically.
Yes, but the thing about it is they were still moving and they were still there, perfectly fine, just stuck in the doorway.
You know, I've noticed something, speaking of glitches, like, well, not necessarily, but I feel like it runs smoother in the old graphics because it's not loading as many assets. Because take a look. It may just be my head, but it looks like the FPS goes down at least 5. Like, not much, but when you're in the new graphics, but whenever you're in the old graphics, it feels like it runs a little bit smoother, but I think that's just the graphics messing with my head.
Well, also it doesn't have that big red spinning light right there.
Yeah, and it's probably just an optical illusion based on the fact that the visuals are so radically different, but you never know because of all the new assets in the new game.
Yeah, and I'm so slow right now.
Did you not get a ghost?
No, they were all blown up.
Oh dear.
There's a warthog, but
well, if I can shoot this shadow or whatever it's called and blow it up without destroying the ghost, we should have a ghost in here, and I can go back and ram you.
Well, the thing about it is the warthog. There's a warthog right there. It's perfectly fine. Just every time I get near it, it just kind of zooms off.
Okay, there should be a ghost right here.
Okay. Well, I'll get there eventually. I haven't even turned the corner yet.
Well, I want to kill these shadows before
yeah.
they escape, so...
I never knew the name of those things.
I think they're called shadows because the Covenant, like, the UNSC and Covenant have their things named after specific, like, things... Like, the Covenant name their things after spirits, and ghosts and stuff, while the UNSC names their things after Earth animals.
Yeah, like mongoose.
Mongoose, warthog,
Which the cool thing about the mongooses in Halo 5 is that they actually have guns on them now.
See, that's a lot more useful than in Halo 3 where you had the rocket launcher guy on the back. That was just lame. Of course, you know, Halo 3 is a charm. It's got its charm, and I love the game, but still, I feel that that sequence was kind of just stupid.
You didn't even have to kill me. I was really close to that. But
Well,
anyway.
too bad you died anyway.
So I get what you mean, though, about the whole rocket launcher guy. It was kind of useless.
Yeah, because he couldn't aim, and the Scarab's legs literally would not go down, like, with a couple rocket shots, unless you were on easy difficulty. If you were on higher difficulties, that thing would destroy you in, like, 2 seconds. I one time had an incident where I walked into a Scarab's leg, and it killed me, and it ragdolled my corpse like a mile away. I ended up in the very beginning of the mission because it launched me that far.
That is amazing.
And I wish I could replicate it, but I don't know how I did it. It was phenomenal.
It's always hilarious how the most hilarious things happen off camera. You never
They
get it
do,
recorded.
and you know, like when I do start recording, something funny, it either is over or I only get the last half of it. And you know, that's why usually when I'm recording something, I'm always recording, so I always have a funny moment. And you know, a lot of those ended up in my Metal Gear video or, you know, other videos that I've done. And it's just great, and the fact that I can manipulate this footage to how I see fit is even better.
Ah, crap.
Oh, he's stealing your ghost.
I have noticed that if you get out of it when they're trying to hijack you, it doesn't do any damage to you.
Right.
Which I didn't know that until just now.
Uh.
But one cool thing the Xbox One does do, and it's kind of sporadic the way it does it, but it automatically records certain things. Like in Sniper Elite 3, they have those long shots, or whatever they call them, where you have to kill the guys that are really far away, and there's 1 per mission, or 2 per mission, depending on, it just depends on the mission. It will record that automatically because it's something that's for an achievement.
Special.
Yeah, and in NBA, like 2K16, it'll record dunks no matter how stupid the dunk is.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why it recorded your dunk of all things.
And it wasn't even a good one. It was just, he just jumped up and shoved it in. It wasn't even a fast break or anything. It was just a two-handed
It was just
dunk.
like, boom, shakalaka.
Because I mean, it was like a 7-foot tall guy, and he just kind of reached up and put the ball in. He didn't even jump. And I don't get why you would record that, Xbox, but you did.
I'm gonna check. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this part right here. I don't know how much we're going to continue, but we're going to get a little bit of more gameplay. We're not just going to stick to the Master Chief Collection. We're going to see a little more features of it. I really hope you guys are enjoying so far. I certainly am. As always, like, comment, and or subscribe. I am Vergil, and this is my little brother,
Bruce.
That's not his real name. And we'll see you guys next time. Happy hunting, everybody.
Go, go, go!
There's a talk button in this game.